So Horizon Zero Dawn, an exclusive title on PlayStation, really captivated a lot of people in many different ways and was a really exciting open world game, unlike anything that we've really seen in recent memory. Well, where's Horizon Zero Dawn 2? The sequel and anticipated sequel that a lot of people have been talking about. Where is it? When can we expect it? And is it even going to be coming out at any point in the foreseeable future? So let's talk about it. In an article, guys, that was written by Zoe Light, Sam Loveridge, and Heather Wald of Games Radar, although Guerrilla Games hasn't yet announced Horizon Zero Dawn 2, it's basically inevitable. With the PS5 on the horizon, no pun intended, it feels like if developer Guerrilla Games was to start talking sequels, now is a better time than any. However, the leaks suggest that a Horizon Zero Dawn PC port is the next thing on Guerrilla's list. Either way, though, a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 in some form feels inevitable. When Horizon Zero Dawn landed in 2017, everyone was immediately taken with its expansive open world and the red-haired protagonist. Aloy's story is far from over, and with so much scope for more exploration, another adventure is surely on the horizon. While news is scarce and the developer has yet to speak about the existence of the sequel, we've gathered together every piece of information we can find as we put forward our theories for what might be happening in Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So, here's the thing, guys, is that I believe that a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is definitely inevitable. I mean, why wouldn't they make another one? The first one was very well done, number one, but it was also just successful in multiple different ways, right? A lot of these PlayStation exclusives have actually done extremely well, and Horizon Zero Dawn is no exception. So I would expect a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 very soon. I would actually expect it to be announced at some point this year in 2020. We probably won't see it for another couple of years after that, but at least an initial announcement from Guerrilla Games, I think, is what we can probably expect. So, considering the end of Horizon Zero Dawn depicted Sylens approaching a downed Horus robot that can create destroyer robots, one of these reanimated skyscraper-sized machines could even make an appearance in Horizon Zero Dawn 2. The amount of work you need to put in to make Horus a feature of the world could be astronomical, especially Aloy was able to get near and explore its interior like it was a whole new region. Whatever Guerrilla is doing with its new space, I definitely can't wait to see the results. So obviously Guerrilla, they have like a new or an additional studio space, which is pretty cool as well. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 could already be in the works. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you were to ask me what would be one of the main things that I would want in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, personally, and you guys, this is probably not going to come as any surprise to you guys, but I want more ways to connect with the franchise. And that goes with any game out there, guys. I look at games in terms of like a package. So when you buy a game, you want it to be not just a single player experience, you want it to also be, somewhat like maybe some co-op modes or just some other single player elements to the game that you can kind of do to reconnect or continue coming back to the franchise, even multiplayer. And obviously Horizon Zero Dawn is meant to be a single player experience, but look, we want to have something that we can also come back to. At least that's for me, myself. So that'd be like number one. But back in November, a new job listing appeared for a technical vegetation artist at Guerrilla Games. The posting itself outright mentions Horizon, indicating that the studio may well have already started work on a sequel and are working to add some dressing to the game's world. Within Guerrilla, we have 4 teams dedicated to creating the stunning environments of Horizon, the listing states. One team focuses on the creation of lush and stunning vegetation. We build these 3D models from scratch so our world dressing teams can deliver our immersive world with industry benchmark graphics. Then there's Horizon Zero Dawn to PS4 exclusivity is almost certain. So this is probably something that we can probably all expect. There's pretty much zero chance that Sony would let Guerrilla Games put the game on Microsoft's Xbox One or even the Xbox Series X, because Horizon Zero Dawn sold over 7.6 million copies worldwide as of February 2018. So it's been moderately successful, more like very successful, guys. With such a sparkling gem in Sony's crown, don't get your hopes up for Horizon Zero Dawn being released on anything but PS4, PS4 Pro, or the PS5. Obviously, the trailer remains elusive for now. We have no information about pretty much a trailer. All that we can kind of think about is when would we maybe see it like a first trailer, right? A reveal trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Honestly, we might see it this year in 2020. They at least reveal it. They kind of acknowledge its existence, and then we would obviously see more as time goes on. Horizon Zero Dawn must be in early stages of development, but so far there's very little news about what will feature in the sequel to Guerrilla Games' phenomenal Horizon Zero Dawn, or any other news about the next game to emerge, blinking in the sunlight from Guerrilla Games. Speculation until we get any solid information, that's going to have to do for now. Now, will Aloy return? Although we kind of feel like her story has been told, the end of Horizon Zero Dawn with Silence and Hades implies there's more for her to discover and do. Speaking to GR for a recent feature, Herman Hulst, managing director and co-founder of Guerrilla Games, says she's really uncovered some of the main mysteries in the world, but how do you feel when you finish the story? Are there questions that come up that you want to relive and answer for Aloy? It was not difficult for us to build the Frozen Wilds and tell that story through Aloy. The environments in the world that we've put together easily raise more questions. And I agree with this. It's certainly, there's a lot of question marks there. At the same time, though, I kind of felt like after I was done, you could see that her story, you could maybe accept that it's over. But at the same time, I think most of us at least want to see a continuation of Aloy's story. As Aloy was one of the core pillars of Horizon Zero Dawn, I think it's safe to assume that she'll definitely be making a return. Perhaps she'll be a mother herself this time around, as the theme of motherhood and destiny was a strong one throughout the entirety of the first game. Another possibility is that Aloy turns her attentions to hunting down Silence after he helps Hades to reanimate the wrecked Horus they find in the post-credits sequence. So I agree with this. I mean, there's a ton of different ways and ways in which the series can turn. Obviously we have no idea where they're going to go with it. I think that what they should do, at least, guys, is they should continue with Aloy's story moving into Horizon Zero Dawn 2, especially if they plan on making multiple games. I think that eventually, she can pass the torch to someone else, and then you would play someone else. Maybe after the third game, they kind of wrap up her story in 3 games and then kind of move on to the next character. That's a possibility. Or maybe they want to make this a trilogy and that's it. It's really hard to say how they want to work this. So, given that gameplay is intrinsically linked to story in the original, the two will evolve hand in hand for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. We know from the ending of the first game that Silence has saved Hades for himself, so that instantly provides us with a new bad guy. Silence and Aloy have a strange kind of frenemy relationship, with Silence periodically helping out Aloy, but being transparent about his reasons for keeping her safe, her link to the old world, and his insatiable thirst for knowledge. So what you're picking up on is the personification of AI systems, of giving them a face and a character and a behavior. These are huge themes in our world too. The autonomy of warfare, the potential threat of AI going wrong. I think it's really nice to show and not tell in games and have the player react to them and fight them. That makes it much more interesting to me. While that's very much a thing in Horizon and the main thrust of the Frozen Wilds, it sounds like AI could well be a continuing theme of Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And I agree with this. One of the things that makes Horizon Zero Dawn so great is just the uniqueness of the world. I mean, like, it's like one of those games that's just like, it's so cool, like shooting bow and arrows against like robot dinosaurs. It's the imagination just runs wild with a game like Horizon Zero Dawn. That's why, guys, I'm saying that one of my number one thing that I want for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, obviously I want a great story. I would like to continue Aloy's story, things of that nature. I just want more ways I can connect with the franchise instead of just playing the campaign and then, doing side missions and things of that nature. And then the game's done and then it's like you move on to the next thing. No, I would like to go ahead and really have ways in which I can continue connecting not only with the characters, but just the game in particular. As a developer, you certainly want to find ways that people continue coming back to the franchise. And I believe that adding some other modes, like whether that's multiplayer, whether that's, just co-op modes or just other single player modes, could really go a long way for them. So what about the creatures of Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Looks like there will be plenty more creatures in Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Speaking to Game Informer, art director Jan Bart Van Beek says that the sequel should have more machines. They are a lot of fun to design, build, animate, and play with. I wish we could have done 100, but reality is a harsh mistress. It doesn't allow you to make hundreds of machines. This goes without saying, as does the idea that there will be more powerful enemies too. Yes, even more so than the Fire Claw. It's also possible that we'll see the creatures interacting more and feeling like a more natural part of the world. This idea of an ecosystem was something the creators chose to show less of in the original, but could be a thing for the sequel. Speaking about the original game to GR, Hull says it's important that the world makes sense and the machines have their own roles. The Grazers are grazers, and they fulfill a role in this AI-driven existence. But how much you're going to show of that, of the roles the machines play in the ecosystem, well, we could have chosen to show more in that regard, but we also wanted to make it a challenge to fight them, to spend time developing the tribes and the worlds and the foundries. It's definitely something we could see in the follow-up. Machines fighting machines and playing more of a role in shaping the world we play in. And I got to agree with that, guys. I got to agree with that. I mean, I think that adding more machines, new types of machines, definitely keeps it fresh. And obviously, you want to continue playing in this world and such. But you got to wonder, what is it that they're going to kind of do to kind of continue moving the series and franchise forward? It's interesting because, Hideo Kojima was, of course, went over to Guerrilla Games to show off Death Stranding. And I wonder how much of a hand he has in Horizon Zero Dawn 2, because he's mentioned many times that he's a massive fan of the game, the first one. I'm wondering if part of what he maybe is going to be working on is Horizon Zero Dawn 2 as well. Just kind of something that I was kind of thinking about when I saw images of him at Guerrilla Games, the studios, showing off Death Stranding. Or maybe they're just all friends. Who knows? But it would be really cool to see Hideo kind of have his hand somewhat in this, because I think it could be something really special. But what do you guys think? Where's Horizon Zero Dawn at this point as far as the sequel to the first game, and obviously one of the most anticipated games out there, that hasn't even been announced yet? What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more Horizon Zero 2 content and videos, stay right here with Zero TV.